Yo, what's up, Nerdy Squad? It's your boy Otis back with another video, and we gotta talk more about the DCU because things honestly just haven't been looking so rosy. A lot of fans have a lot of questions, and they're not getting a lot of answers from James Gunn because he's, I guess you could say, being vague with his replies on Twitter. And it's just leaving a lot of people speculating as to what is going on with the DCU. We already know we're getting some characters that are going from the DCEU being transferred over to the DCU. I did talk about this before. We got Amanda Waller, aka Viola Davis, Peacemaker, John Cena, and then of course the actor that plays Blue Beetle. Can't pronounce his name, saved my life, so I'm not gonna try. But they're going from the DCEU to the DCU, and I believe the character who plays one of the characters in the I forgot the name of that movie, The Suicide Squad. He's gonna be the new Green Lantern. He's just gonna be a different character. So there's a handful of characters jumping ship from the DCEU to the DCU, and it's just leaving fans with a lot of questions. Like I said, we're gonna have to wait to really get some concrete answers. Basically, wait until 2025. I'm trying to think what other concrete information. We know we have a new Superman and a new Lois Lane. We know we're going into a new universe where superheroes already exist, and it's not going to be a Superman origin story. I'm guessing he's pretty much already going to be in the middle of his journey or somewhere in the beginning, almost like the new Batman film starring Robert Pattinson that we got. So it's not going to be a full origin story with, him landing on Earth and everything like that, because we've already seen that story so many times, as James Gunn said himself. And I'm really curious to see how this universe turns out. A lot of people are getting upset with James Gunn because they feel like he doesn't really have a plan. They just feel like he is just throwing stuff out there, just playing around and seeing what works. And we've already seen how that works, and it hasn't worked out very well. And some of the stuff that he's dropping, a lot of people, unless you're a diehard fan, we really don't know anything about, such as Creature Commandos, and of course the prequel story to Wonder Woman. And that's another thing that's been left out there. What in the world is going on with Wonder Woman? We really do not know. Her character is just sitting in limbo. Gal Gadot came out and said a while back that her and James Gunn had a meeting, and they're developing a new story. Then we come to find out from somebody behind the scenes that that's not true, and there's no really clear direction for Wonder Woman. And it's just been a big ball of confusion for a lot of fans lately that have left them pissed off because, like I said, we don't know what the real story is. Everybody has been dropping leaked videos, or everybody has been dropping videos talking about what could possibly be the case with the DCU going forward. We just know we got some returning characters. Of course, a lot of the former members of the Justice League will be coming back. A lot of people are asking, how does the stories of the returning characters, how are they going to be changed going into the future? Because obviously they were already in the DCEU. So are they going to be the same characters, or are they going to be different characters? Just played by the same actress and actors. What else was being said? That's really about all it. I mean, just a big ball of confusion. So I'm wondering, just what is the plan? I know James Gunn wants to have everything connected, which I think is a great idea, because obviously what we got in the DCEU was straight trash. Nobody knew what they were doing. It was just one big ball of confusion. They didn't know what they were doing with Superman. And now we got a new Superman to take over for the new DCU. And I've said it a million times already. It's funny that this new Superman has to be the torchbearer for this new universe, just like Man of Steel, Henry Cavill was the torchbearer for the DCEU. And like I said, I'm not somebody that's following James Gunn on Twitter and trying to pick his brain and trying to figure out what is going on. I'm just kind of sitting back and letting everything play out, which I think everybody should do, because no matter how many times y'all go on Twitter and try and pick his brain, he's not going to actually give us 100% concrete answers. I know we got the last movie of this year for the DCE, which is Aquaman, and honestly, I'm ready for it to be over, because we're gonna have a full break in 2025 with no superhero movies as far as the DC EU. As far as DC side of things goes, which I think is a good thing. I think a lot of people have been burnt out by superhero movies lately. I know I'm switching the conversation. I know we got the Marvels coming up for Marvel, but I think DC taking a break and just kind of getting all their ducks in a row will be the best thing for them because fans have just not been invested in their side. And I do believe recently James Gunn said that, with everything going into, I guess you can call it a reboot, everything that happens in the DCEU is not canon. And I said it before, a lot of fans lost their minds. And there really wasn't a reason for them to lose their minds. We already knew who the characters were coming from the DCEU, going over to the DCU. And then the stories that happened in the DCEU were not going to be canon. And this is where James Gunn said that the stories that will be canon and how the switch from the DCEU to the DCU changed. He said it will be addressed in Peacemaker Season 2. Now, I've never watched Peacemaker Season 1. And a lot of people were asking, well, does that make Peacemaker Season 2, the new Season 1 all over again since it's going to be a reboot? And that's just something else that has to be discussed. People don't know whether to call it a reboot or what, because obviously you have some characters coming back, but they're going to be, I guess, the same characters but with some background changes. And then you've got, completely new characters played by old members of the DCU. And it's just one big ball of confusion. So like I said, we really won't know what the story is until 2025 with the DCU. And I really hope that James Gunn really has a plan for what he wants to do because fans, DC fans deserve the best product available possible because what DC fans have had to sit through over the last 10 years is mind-blowing. And the fans definitely deserve a concrete story. Now, I don't mind if, Superman has his own adventures without the Justice League. Batman has his own adventures without the Justice League. All the different characters that will be introduced in this universe have their own adventures without having the full Justice League. Similar to what the Marvel side has done, where you'll have an Iron Man movie where he's with, the Avengers, and then eventually he'll have his own movie where it's just him fighting the bad guys. And doing that with the DC side, I don't have a problem with. I just want a concrete story. The fan in me really wishes we were still getting the DCEU, especially with Darkseid. I think that would have been badass, but unfortunately that's not the case. So with this new direction, with new Superman, Lois Lane, all these different characters, y'all let me know in the comment section below. What do y'all think James Gunn's plan is? Does he have a plan? Do y'all think he's just playing it by ear? Post those comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Make sure you also like it. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're sharing my video. Make sure you're telling your friends and family. There's a new DCU on the way in 2025. We're going to see what James Gunn has got. I'll check you out in my next video. Peace.